All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Hello Time podcast. All right. I'm your host, Mr. Keith Leal, and we've got a special edition today. And that special edition show right here on this Thursday, we're talking about Combative Chronicles. All right. This is episode one. We're definitely going to have some more to come as well, so you guys should stay tuned for that as well. But we'd like to welcome to the show for the very first time, Mr. Jason Martinez. If you're not familiar with Jason Martinez, we're going to get on and get in and get all that information from where he's at and what he's all about. But we're talking about MMA's biggest fan. Correct me if I'm wrong there, Jason.
You are not wrong. I am MMA's biggest fan.
Yes, and that is awesome. That is awesome to have you on the show. I mean, this is something that we have been planning to do for some time now. We finally got it going today, and to share what's going on in the MMA world, should I say? He's no stranger to. He's right now. Actually, let's just get a little bit about your background right now before we get started on all the other stuff like that. There, Jason. Right now, you're doing the family thing right now. You're at an event.
Yes, I'm at my daughter's last volleyball game of the season at an away school. So I always have to come support. And so I'm here doing this and that at the same time.
Yeah, multitasking. There you go. That's
Yes.
awesome. Yes, definitely. Yeah, so definitely, and he's based out of you're out of Phoenix, Arizona, correct?
Yes, sir. Phoenix, Arizona, the beautiful wide open desert.
There you go. There you have it right there. And he is on the show today. A big event that's coming up October the 28th, which we're going to get to as well. Some details, as they come through. And well, actually, he has a lot of information, and we got some stuff, some video clips that we want to show you on a lot of some of the fighters that we've got and whatnot. But let's get started here. How did you get involved with MMA?
Well, funny story. My daughter, actually, my daughter's 16 now, and she wrestles varsity for her high school. She's a junior this year. But when she was like 6 years old, she told me that she wanted to be Ronda Rousey. And because I had raised her watching the UFC, so she was watching it with me almost every Saturday. And this is before pay per view and all that. This is when it was still on Spike
Okay.
and those kinds of channels, right?
Yeah.
And so she would watch it with me every Saturday. And one day she would start doing the moves. And one day she came to me and she said she wanted to be Ronda Rousey. And I was like, okay, so put her in some martial arts classes, and she took to it very quickly. Ended up doing no-gi jiu-jitsu competitively for about 7 years, and then when she started high school, she just naturally progressed into wrestling, and she's loved it ever since. She hasn't looked back. She picked up some other sports here and there, but she always goes back to the one-on-one combat sports, is what she really loves.
Outstanding. That is awesome. That is awesome. So yes, he's out there right now supporting as well at set up. Was it a volleyball game that you're at right now?
Yeah, I'm at a volleyball game today.
Awesome. Good deal. Good deal. Always got to make time for the family like that, juggling all kinds of great things. And another thing for you, Jason, you are. You juggle a lot of things. I mean, you got your involvement there with the MMA. You're planning your organization. I mean, to organize an event like you've got coming up on the 28th of October. Rough, what is it, 56? I mean,
Yep,
it's
rough
how do
56.
you have the time to actually put this all together? And then on top of that, you're also, what do you got? You're a counselor, faculty, matchmaker,
Yep.
husband, father. You got all that into play, you know what I mean? And I guess
Yes,
to stay busy, it's healthy at some point, and it's what you do, right?
it is. I like to say I'll rest when I'm dead. But really, the the key to having two full time jobs and a family and feeling like I still have time to do stuff. The key is planning all your fun stuff first, and then
Uh,
like if you schedule all the good stuff like every week, like make a habit of scheduling the good stuff.
right.
All the stuff that you have to do just comes naturally, and you'll end up having way more time than you actually think you will. So yeah, I have a full time gig. I'm a counseling psychologist by trade. I'm counseling faculty by employment for a community college system, one of the biggest ones in the country. And then as soon as that door closes, I probably do about 80, 100 hours a week as a matchmaker, working with fighters, gyms, coaches all over the country. And then I have a really awesome partner in CJ Pittman, who is basically our wizard behind the curtain. He basically makes the show look like the show looks. I staff the show with all the talent, and he puts on the show. So
Wow.
it's a pretty awesome pair, and he also has several businesses and jobs as well. So between the two of us, we just have so much energy, and we're really good at planning and organizing stuff. It works out really well.
Outstanding, outstanding. Well, it's definitely great. I mean, like I said, you have all kinds of great things going on for you, and to stay busy is just it's one great thing right there. For many people can't say that. I mean, we're from one will just have one job and then they have another part time gig or whatnot. But it's tough just for even someone just to get through that day. But you've got a lot going on, and props to
Yeah.
you, man. Props, definitely. Shout out to you for that. So
Well,
again,
again, like you said, I'm MMA's biggest fan, which is how
biggest
I
fan.
ended up in this business. I literally went to the Arizona State Boxing MMA Commission, and I was like, I'm so in love with this. Tell me how I can get involved. Tell me how I can work in this industry. And they ended up paving the path for me back to the promoter that I work for today, and it's just been magical.
Oh wow, wow, definitely, definitely. Well, we definitely we appreciate you taking the time to join us here as the Mr. Jason Martinez, Jason Martinez from Phoenix, Arizona. Okay, and we're talking about MMA's biggest fan, of course, and he is in the process of organizing, or has already organized, should I say, Rough 56, which is going to be taking place October the 28th. Correct me if I'm wrong.
This Saturday, October 28th, at Celebrity Theater in Phoenix, Arizona.
Outstanding, outstanding. So I'm going to share a little clip, Jason, for everybody out there that's what's coming, so that way they can
Go
get a
for it.
little tease on this weekend, so that way get some people out there excited about it. All right, check this out,
Go
ladies and
for it.
gentlemen.
Get ready for the ultimate adrenaline rush. Arizona's #1 MMA show is back, bringing you the most intense fights and jaw-dropping action. Witness the power, skill, and determination of the top fighters in the state as they battle it out in the cage. Don't miss a single moment of the heart-pounding excitement at Arizona's home of combat sport, the legendary Celebrity Theater. Raw 56 live, Saturday, October 28th. Doors open at 5. Fight starts at 7. Get your tickets now and experience the thrill of Arizona's #1 MMA show. www.celebritytheater.com.
Right there, that is the actual promo for the event that's coming up right there. The details were there on where you can actually watch the event. Okay, I believe it's a pay-per-view event as well.
Yes, we have we have pay-per-view access for everybody that is outside of Phoenix, and you can find that at roughNation.com, RUFNATION.com. Rough stands for Ringside Unified Fighting, and so there's only one F when you say rough. So it's roughNation.com. The pay-per-view link is there, and we are a far better value than any other pay-per-view combat sport you could buy online, where some promotions charge you like $90 to watch 5 fights. I won't mention their names. We got 15 kick-ass fights for $19.
Oh
You
wow.
cannot beat it. It's great entertainment. If you got good internet, an awesome computer, or you can stream to your TV, it's awesome. You
It's
gotta
awesome.
you gotta check it out.
Definitely, definitely. And so again, going into this weekend, how does it fall? I mean, what goes into planning for one of these big organizations like this? I mean, for MMA, I mean, for you
So
alone, just to put it, you're like you said, matchmaker. You do that as well. Trying to get fighters from here across from the country or whatnot to get into this event. How does the planning take place, or what goes through the process? What's the planning process like?
right, so I am in charge of talent relations. So I am the one who goes out scouting, looking for talent, or talent approaches me, and we basically negotiate contracts, fights. I also am like the compliance officer for our promotion for the Arizona Boxing and MMA Commission. So I make sure that the promotion is compliant. I make sure that all the fighters are compliant, meaning they have to be medically cleared through the state. So you have to have a series of medical tests done and exams done before you can even be licensed to compete in Arizona. So I make sure that all the fighters go through that process. Make sure that we can find viable matchups for them. Make sure that the matchups make sense. I do a lot of relationship building with the gyms and the coaches. I've established some really, really good relationships that have worked for us over the long term. I'm a huge consensus builder. I believe in relationships. Issues come and go, but if you got strong relationships in the community and the industry you're in, you can always resolve the issues. So we've really put a lot of energy into the kind of customer service aspect of the sport, which I think is non-existent in a lot of other promotions. Spend a lot of time communicating, interacting with the fighters, answering questions. Like when they ask a question, at 2 a.m., if I'm up at 5, I'm answering that question. If they shoot me a question and I'm eating dinner, I answer their question like right there. Like that's the type of customer service that we brought to this promotion about 5 years ago, and it has turned it on its head. We have gone from just another promotion to the biggest #1 promotion in Arizona. Um, Ironically, when COVID happened, we had fighters who were desperate to stay active during COVID, and all the states shut down, all the promotions shut down, the commissions shut down, and we were actually in talks with some administrative people over at the UFC looking to get open again. Right, this is like a year into COVID when nothing was going on. And so we were trying to reach out to the UFC, and they had reached out to us like once or twice about trying to find a venue where we could have no audience.
Oh, okay.
Thus, my partners and I drew up basically the logistics for how you hold a combat sports event with no audience, and how you could comply with all the state testing regulations. The Miami or the Florida State Commission asked for the work that we did in Arizona. They copied it, and then guess who showed up doing their first show with no audience in Florida, like 8 months after we introduced that paperwork?
Tell me who. Anybody have an idea out
The,
there?
the UFC.
Wow.
So
There you go.
we were kind of irked about that. However, what that did for us, because we did the actual homework and the legwork and the research, what that enabled us to do was we opened up in 2021 doing fights with no audiences in Glendale, at the Glendale Civic Center in Glendale, Arizona.
Okay.
And I think we did a whole year of shows with no audience, pay-per-view only. And that was probably, for me and my team of 3 other guys, that was probably the most humbling, most difficult experience we've ever been through. We had amazing fights happen. We had amazing fighters come through. We had amazing shows that nobody was at except some camera people. So it was really interesting. It was challenging, but man, we suffered through it, and we came out on the other end like way better than we ever could have been had COVID not happened. Because we never quit. We literally called the boxing and MMA commission every week. We're like, when can we open? They're like, no. When can we open? No. This is how we can open. I'm telling you, we can do it. And if we do it this way, they started to listen to us. And then they were like, okay, you guys got your stuff together. We'll support it. So we did literally a whole year of shows with no audience.
Wow. So and that went very well. I mean, again,
Yes.
they had some great fighters. They just had some great fights. Great fighters walk through there and come through and with no audience. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
still capable
It was
of going out
crazy.
there and putting on the show for themselves. You know what I mean? And still getting whatever they had to get to win. You know.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. That is amazing. By putting in all the work, all the details that you guys put together to actually lay it all out. You kept thriving and thriving, going back and knocking on the door, saying, "Hey, we got this, we got that. When can we open?" That's just amazing. I mean, you did what you had to do, and then at that
Yeah.
time, I mean, heck, we've never been through that before. A pandemic, we had no clue what was going on. I mean, we after a certain amount of time, but I mean, how do you prepare for that? There's no way. And you guys, handled it by going and doing what you had to do to open. Well, not just I wouldn't say for the fans, but I mean just for you guys to go and carry on with what y'all were doing. So that's
Yeah.
awesome.
It was really a lot of the fighters, like the local pros.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was their like grocery money, their extra money, their money for health insurance, whatever it was. So for them to not have a place to go work was like heartbreaking for us. So we really pulled them together, and we're like, you guys need to help us do this. You need to help us convince the commission that this can be done safely, so that we can continue to give you a platform, because this can't go on for years and years, right? You need to work. We need to put you on a stage. You need to continue your athletic career. We have to figure something out. And so the fighters came together with us and really helped push on the commission until we got it through. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah, definitely coming out of that, they're definitely awesome. Again, you were just talking about this earlier before we got online here about the venue that you guys got a home venue there in Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me a little bit about that venue there. Is that something that's
The home venue is known as the famous Celebrity Theater, and it is truly a venue that has had everybody and anybody go through that venue. It's a very small, round venue. It seats about 3,000. It's perfectly round like a bowl. The stage turns 360 degrees. So if you were watching a concert in there, you're in a bowl and the stage turns all the way around. So there's zero bad seats in the entire place. I was joking with you earlier before we got on the air. When I was 15, I saw Guns N' Roses the first time they ever came to Arizona in that theater. So it's like full circle kind of serendipity that I'm putting on shows at this theater that I saw Guns N' Roses at when I was a kid. But it's a really cool theater. It has great history in Phoenix. Hundreds and hundreds of rock and roll stars have gone through there. Awesome comedians, all types of entertainers. There's been big boxing shows there in the past. And as Rough has been growing, especially over the last 3 years, 2 to 3 years, we've become too big for all the other venues we were at. Celebrity Theater was cleaning house, so to speak, getting rid of the riffraff that wasn't paying bills or coming up short as other promotions. And we kind of just inserted ourselves in the theater, and they have loved us ever since. So much so they've become partners with us in this venture. And they are extremely supportive as well. The owners and the people that work at Celebrity Theater have been amazing to us. So it's been a wonderful partnership.
And the major event that's coming up this weekend is going to be taking place there as well, right?
Yes, sir.
That's that.
Yep,
That's right.
Rough 56.
56. That's weekend, and we'll get some more details on that up in just a minute. But I do want to send a couple of shout outs here too. We got some a lot of people here watching right now. As to we're talking about, let's see, Lola Miguel Castillo is watching, Eduardo Hernandez, Inez Molina, Roman Reyes, Juan Rosas is watching, Juan Navarez.
Roman Reyes.
Yes.
I know Roman Reyes.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's in Texas.
We got AJ Rock Flores also watching, Julio Guzman, Carmen Montoya. Let's see, Johnny Tina Zamora, Manuel Castaneda. We got a lot of people watching here. America Avia is watching. Let's see, Chango is watching. That's right. And let's see here, Cutman Casey.
Yeah, Cutman. He's my Cutman.
Yeah.
Thank you, Casey.
And also tuned into the live right now. I appreciate it. If you guys have any questions for Jason, man, just drop them in the comments box. I'd be more than glad to take a few questions here for you guys out there. Again, he's the guy that's behind the Rough 56 is going to be taking place this weekend. He took his time to organize this whole thing, and MMA's biggest fan as well. So if you guys got any questions, he'd be definitely be more than happy to answer those questions for you guys. So drop them in the comments box. All right, guys. Let's see here from the Valley of Texas. They're watching from over there. Saludos, listening or watching there from the Valley down in South Texas. Thank you so much for watching, guys. That's right. And,
what's up, Texas? Both my nieces live in Texas.
Yeah. Outstanding.
Yeah.
That's Texas. Yeah. And do you? So you guys plan shows, right? You do your thing there in Arizona. Do you go outside of Arizona to go on the road?
We've been approached a couple times to take our promotion out of state, and for whatever reason, I don't think we were all the way through COVID yet, and this is probably like a year or two ago. We are still in talks to take this show on the road with some other venues in other states, but nothing's materialized as of yet, but there are still discussions happening for sure.
Great deal. Well, we definitely want to go to another I'm going to throw in a little quick video here from Rich Franklin. This was from Rough 55 last year, and this is what is his take on his take on the sport, should I say? I want you guys to watch this clip right here, and we'll be right back here in just a few. All right, check it out.
If you get involved in this sport, you have to have a passion for this thing. Like when I was young, it's like I gotta eat, drink, sleep, breathe. Like that's all I do is train MMA. It's like that's it. But it's important to align yourself with like an intelligent camp. A camp that has no egos, a camp where I don't want to say like treat this like a business, but you're making smart decisions throughout. Good training partners, things of that nature. Because if you align yourself with the right people, like you can move in the right direction really quickly. And that's, fortunately, God looking out for me, luck, whatever you want to call it. I believe God has had his hand in this, but that's what happened to me earlier on in my career, and what gave me the longevity and success that I ended up having is just being aligned with good people right out of the gate. And I was just blessed to have that.
That was actually from was the last season? Rough 55.
That was
Right?
our last show. He was at our last show, and that was an interview from the show.
Outstanding, right there, Mr. Rich Franklin, as well. So, guys,
The
all the
legend.
MMA fighters or fans, should I say, that are out there right now, tune in this weekend. Okay, not well. You got to do the work. Okay, you guys got to go out there and what is it? Roughnation.com. All right. Follow these guys.
Yes.
Look them up. Add them to your favorites on your desktop or whatnot, your mobile. Look it up, and then you guys can get the fight. I believe on pay-per-view that's coming up this weekend as well. So they've got all the details there. Roughnation.com. Okay, that's all you got to do is just write it down right now. When you get home, maybe some of you guys are still at work or maybe on the way home from work. Just remember it. You can always go back and watch the podcast as well, the show here, and get all the details. But it's going to be a show of shows this weekend, and this man right here, Mr. Jason Martinez, is behind the whole thing. He's the one that took the time to organize this, should I say?
Yes.
What is your take on the on fighters in today that you see right now? I mean, just is there some of them that get when they're injured? Do they? What is it like when a fighter gets injured and can't perform or can't actually fight? And the game is called, or the fight, should I say, is called. What is your take on that? Is that something that you? I guess I wouldn't know how to word that. Like when they just basically just bail out of the fight, or they can't. They pull out of the next fight because of an injury.
Oh, yeah. So you're talking about pullouts, not people that have been knocked out.
Right. Basically.
Pullouts. So my partner and I have a running joke. I usually book about 30 fights for an event, and then by showtime we're at about 12 to 15.
Damn.
Yeah. So, for instance, I had 18 fights booked for this show. Within the last 3 days, I've lost 3 of those fights. Injury, medically not cleared, and injury. So it happens. It is part of the game. Like, this is fully expected when you work with human beings that try to injure themselves and others as part of their sport.
Yeah.
You got to expect that it will happen. So when I put like my dream matchups together, I literally don't sleep until those guys have made it to weigh-ins, because I have seen beautiful cards just come crashing down the week of the fight. So I have learned to be very patient. I've learned to not count all my, all my, don't count all the money yet. I've learned well. So it happens. It's just the nature of the game. You have, especially at the amateur level, right? You have guys like Rich was alluding to. You need to have a good camp. You need to have a smart coach. You need to have smart people around you who know how to push you in a way that's going to make you a better combatant without risking ridiculous injuries or really unnecessary injuries. You expect injuries because this is a very brutal sport. You're doing jujitsu. You're doing submission training. You're doing twisting. You're trying to twist people's limbs off. You're trying to take their neck off. You're doing striking training. So you're usually coming down from padded helmet, 14-ounce gloves, shin guards. You're usually coming down to no headgear, smaller gloves, maybe no shin guards when you're sparring. And so like that last week of sparring that usually happens about 2 weeks before a fight, that's like I don't even want to answer the phone during that 2-week period. Every time I hear the phone, I'm like, no.
That was another question for you. We'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah. But it's just part of the game, man. I expect it, and so I try to plan accordingly. Like, I'm confident I'm gonna have 15 fights make weigh-ins tomorrow night. I had 18 5 days ago.
Wow. And that gets critical. I was going to ask you like that. How was fight week? Fight week for you, being that you organize everything. You've just explained a lot of it there. Like you said, 18 fights now down to 8. It could be 15 tomorrow. And before the weekend, who knows? Well, we only got 1 day left, so I don't think anything can happen overnight. But you never know.
Right. I can tell you, it's gotten a lot smoother for us. We were, like I said, when I started with this promotion about 5 years ago, It was a small kind of ma and pa casino promotion. And what my one of our partners, CJ Pittman, I mentioned him before. He's really good at organizing stuff as a previous business owner. And so what we've done, and again to the relationship building, we established a really strong relationship with the Boxing and MMA Commission, and we literally approached them and said, "How can we make your lives easier and make our product better?" And they were more than happy to lay it all on the table and say, "If you guys did this differently, if we could do this way, like," and we mapped it out and we just started doing it. And they were so grateful. They started altering their processes at the state level because they could see how we were improving some of the communication and the document processing for them. So now Fight Week is way less stressful than it used to be. 4 years ago, I would still be chasing down signatures for contracts. I would be yelling at people for being 10 pounds off weight day before weigh-in. Right now, I've had 30 contracts signed to the commission over a week ago. I know where all the fighters are at medically right now. I know they're all licensed, all their fees are paid. I know that there is not one person that has anything missing come weigh-ins. So operationally, we have gone from like a D to an A plus, if you're talking about a grading scale. So that makes our lives much easier during Fight Week, because Fight Week is stressful as it is.
As it is, right.
The organization and the relationship with the commission has made it almost flawless.
Wow, that is amazing. Definitely. I want to send a shout out to, let's see, we got Julianne Solis, also watching Joe Fonseca. We got Josie Zamora is also watching, Maria Trujillo, Ginger Valdez, Moises Cardenas watching. And we want to send a big shout out to our sponsor tonight as well, as the Mobile Combatives of Medical and Licensing. That's right. Big shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for sponsoring our first show here. Combative.
She is awesome.
She is awesome.
Big shout out to Mobile Combatives. She has also kind of revolutionized the way medicals are done in Arizona. And I think she's taken that to Texas as well. And she's getting into California now. But her little business that she has that's related to, because she's been working with fighters forever when she was working in a regular medical facility. And then through our conversations and working with me since I came onto this promotion, she has basically revolutionized the whole fighter clearance process, and the state has been very receptive to her as well. So it's been really cool.
Outstanding. That's right. So big shout out to her, Anna from Mobile Combatives Medical and Licensing. That's right. Proud sponsor of the Hello Time podcast, making the show possible tonight as well. All right. So guys, I can't stress that enough. Roughnation.com. Okay, that's the place that you guys want to log on to check out details on this weekend's. What is it though? 56, right? Rough 56.
56. Rough 56. Yep.
So check
and
it
it's a stacked card. We got 15 fights. I got 9 amateur fights and 6 pro fights. And my amateur title fight, Marcus Nash versus Patrick Boffman, is a 185. It's middleweight, and they are number 1 and number 2 in the state for amateurs at 185. So this is for a title, a vacated title, and it is truly number 1 against number 2 in Arizona. And my pro main event is Braden Akio from the MMA lab in Glendale, Arizona, a very extremely reputable gym. And his opponent, Derry Alderman from Washington State, or Montana, I'm sorry. Derry is ranked number 2 pro in Montana, and Braden Akio, who's training here, is ranked number 1 in Hawaii, where he's from. So I got another number 1 and number 2 battle going at the pro title for featherweight, and my amateur title is at middleweight for the vacant 185 belt against number 1 and number 2. It is a stacked card. It is nuts. You got to check it out.
Got to check it out. Definitely got to check it out. I'm going to throw something in there right now, right quick, so that way you guys can get a little tease of what you're going to, be able to check out this weekend. Now, this is just a tease, okay? This is just some footage from previous fights and whatnot. So just check this out.
Man, I got excited just watching it.
Definitely going to be a great event this weekend, guys. Roughnation.com for more details, so that way you guys can go out there and grab it. Pay-per-view
Rough
is available. Yes,
Nation.
There you go. See that
One
right
F.
there? Yeah.
One F. Rough MMA. Look it up on Google. You'll find roughnation.com. Click it, and the pay-per-view link is right there.
There you go, people. That's right. Everybody that's watching out there, share the live as well. It's to spread the word. Jason Martinez is my guest today. Thank you so much for being on the show, Jason. We're definitely looking forward to the next. This is not the first time or the last time that he's going to be on the show. Actually, it's the first time, but he will definitely be on the show in the upcoming future as well. I will continue to bring you guys some stuff, from MMA, whatever he's got going on there in Arizona. And who knows, they might even branch out and make it to Texas sometime or whatnot. But definitely, if you guys are big fans of MMA, this is the show that you don't want to miss this weekend. We're talking about Rough 56. Okay, so it's the roughnation.com. Okay, go out there and look it up, Google it, like you said, and definitely look up that fight. So that's going to be this weekend. And let's see, somebody's out there that posted that roughnation.com. That's Cutman Casey. Also posted that right there, roughnation.com, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely go out there and do that. David Gonzalez is watching as well. Gil Gonzalez is watching. Hector Reese. Let's see here. Courtney Gutierrez, big shout out. Cesar Tex-Mex Chorizo is watching as well. Thank you so much, guys. We appreciate you guys for taking the time to join us here on the show tonight. This is Combative Chronicles. This is episode 1. We got more to come as well. Jason, as always, man, we appreciate you taking the time out of your already busy schedule that you have to chat with us here and share your details and info on what's happening this weekend, and what's been going on with you and what you're all about as well. So we do appreciate that very much.
My pleasure.
All right, we will talk to you very, very soon. Again, Jason, thank you so much. And until next time, we will talk to you guys later. All right. Thank you so much for watching.